Do it again, Jake. Jake, come out here and show them what you got here. Dude, exactly. Nailed it. I'm Rich.
I'm Frank.
And it's People Pints and Possibilities.
Yeah.
What's going on? Welcome to the People Pints Possibility podcast. I am Zach, the Zach of all trades. I'm sitting here with
Jen.
the
Mom of the team.
Mama Bear, Mama Bear, and
Justin, and they call me with the
Hummingbird.
hummingbird.
Yeah.
the hummingbird.
Yeah,
Because he buzzes all over.
I got So the webs started that because they're like, Justin does not stop. Like he doesn't stop moving. Look, there he is running across the patio for something
They
else.
give you like Falcon, the osprey. You're the hummingbird. You just eat flower juice.
So
Cool.
thanks to Robert Webb for that one.
All right, that sets the tone perfectly for what we're going to get into today. Today, we are here to talk about what did the early days of working here look like? What was California Coast Beer Company before we really became California Coast Beer Company? What I mean by that is, right now, if you came in and you asked any of our bartenders, even some of our kitchen people, what are our core values, you're going to hear People, Pints, Plates, Possibilities. That's something that we've talked about. It's been mentioned to some extent or another in every episode we've done yet on the podcast. But what we want to talk about today is what was our culture like before that really took place, which is an interesting thought because like you can start a company, you can start a business, and you can day one you could have core values, but it takes time for people to really buy in on those ideas and to really believe in them to the degree that it will help shape the people that work with you and then affect the people that you're serving or the service that you're providing. So we just want to talk about the early days of what it was like working here before that culture really took place. There was a great idea at the time, but I think it's safe to say we were trying to figure out, at least I was trying to figure out how to work a POS system before I started to believe in the People Pints Possibilities thing. So that's the direction we're going to go down. So Justin,
Yep.
you were the first of our current team right now. You're the longest standing bartender, right?
Correct.
How long have you been here?
Since March 2020.
March of 2020.
Right at COVID.
That's right. Because COVID hit like the week of COVID hit, whatever that means at this point.
Yeah.
Hit St. Patty's Day. Or like that week, right?
It's somewhere around there, yeah.
Okay. All right. And then Jen, you started
June. In
June right before me.
Yep.
The week before me.
I think so.
Yeah. So March 2020 and then two people June of 2020. I remember so I worked here. It was a part-time job for me. And I was working a full-time job as a landscaper, and I had a big stupid truck that I sold, and I bought my super practical and really cool Subaru Forester. Responsible gas mileage, all-wheel drive. It was 2017. It was a responsible purchase. Mm-hmm. And I remember I drove it home, and I was all proud. My wife took pictures of me, and I was like all like cool. And then I went inside, and on the news, I saw everything's getting shut down, and everybody's gonna lose their job. And I'm like, cool. I owe 25 grand. I don't have a job now. That's sick. I can't wait to drive myself to the unemployment office in my new car. Yeah, so that's how my life started. And then that was in March, and then April, May, June. So 3 months later, we started here. So Justin, when you started here, what did the outside look like? Because
wow.
There wasn't anything. Was Doug here yet?
Iron Oaks was here at the time. We had, we had this the trailer, the Streamline
District Deli.
District Deli. Yep. We had District Deli over there doing tater tots.
Yep.
Remember that?
Tater tot tickets.
Yep.
All right. Well, we're going to talk about tater tot tickets here in a minute.
Definitely. I don't believe anyone was on the lower level. I think we just had that upper deck. So it was in between the two buildings. a bunch of low tables. Actually, there's a picture of it somewhere. I'll have to give it to Jake to put it on this podcast at the end. Actually, I'll get him a couple things that you guys can check out at the end of this podcast. But a bunch of tables sitting in between the buildings, and I think we had about 4 or 5 tables just sitting along the back deck over there.
They were the high. Were they the high?
The
round,
high ones.
The round ones.
Yes.
Yep. Okay.
These smaller ones were just low tables. I think there was like 5 or 6 of them over here, but that was it. It was that little space in between the back deck and then the inside of the brew house. It was funny because at the time when Iron Oaks was here, you weren't allowed to take wine past that railing.
That's right. They can wait the railing right out here, so they can leave the building, but they couldn't go past the railing.
Yeah.
Correct.
Okay.
Yeah, just licensing
about that.
and everything, and it couldn't mix being there. So it was like, you know, you had all the husbands and whatnot hanging out on one side of the railing, and then all the wives on the other side with their wine all hanging out. That was
was
Jen.
one of
That was
them.
you.
Yep.
Yeah. Okay. But yeah, I mean, just the look of it was completely different. I'll actually send Jake a picture.
Best compliment he's received today. Go ahead.
I have a picture of the inside I sent Rich, and then it was one of the beers I was drinking on the bar one day, and it was looking up at our beer menu, and there were 4 beers on tap. There were no patches on the wall. Everything was bare. There's no TVs. I mean, we're going back to the days of when we started here. So, yeah, less tanks in the brew house. I mean...
Yeah, probably the open ferment wasn't there. I don't. The 2 bright tanks weren't there.
were
I
not
don't
there.
think ferment 5 was there. We didn't have a 4-pack fridge.
Nope.
That
There
was
was a
that.
table.
There was a table there. And I just remember. I remember. Well, we're jumping ahead to when I was here, but I remember there was a table there, and you could tell the people that have been here before versus the people that haven't been here before, because the people that have been here would either open the door towards the deck, or they would use the other door, and the people that haven't been here before would just walk in and slam that door right off the side of the table, or somebody's ass cheeks in there. It's usually, I think that's when I first met Matt Brown, actually.
That's where they
That's
like to
how,
sit.
they like
that's how
to
you
sit.
met him?
Yeah. Well, he'll tell a different story, but yeah. All right. So yeah, it looked radically different. Correct me if I'm wrong, Jen. When we started here, the mezzanine was there, but it was not the mezzanine we have today.
Correct.
And there was a couple tables on the lower, and we still had the road,
Yeah,
the little drive path, that weird drive path that went down with the janky gate at the top
Yep.
and the weird slope.
Yep.
I forgot about that.
Yeah.
And for concerts, there would be a table on that little ramp.
Yep.
Like at the bottom. So whoever sat there,
Little sloped.
little slope.
Yeah. How many beers were here when you started? I don't remember. I want to say we had more than
4.
7.
Maybe.
Blonde lager, Belgian wit, golden strong,
New England IPA.
Oh, you guys were here.
New England IPA. We didn't have hazy. We didn't have juicy.
Correct.
Porter. We didn't have brown yet. Or maybe we had brown and porter.
We had the porter.
And methinks
We had
that's
the
it.
brown.
And then the Bohica was like our first, like, oh wow, we're getting crazy. We're doing one that's not on the menu all the time. That's pretty rad. Okay.
The 3 originals was the blonde, the brown, and the old pale ale. That was the 3 beers that they started with here.
Say that again. Brown, blonde, pale ale.
Yep. That pale ale is obviously no longer here. We've been changing that up quite a bit, but that blonde and the brown.
Not for the
are
lack of
staple.
trying. Remade that sign 7 times over. You're like, yeah, this is cool. Give me something
Yeah,
else.
there was only three beers here when I started.
So it didn't take long to get more.
And you were,
Actually, there was 3 beers here when I started drinking here when they were open. When I started working, there was 4.
and we had like glassware, but we just had like shaker pint glasses,
Yep.
not the proper glassware now.
We didn't even have half pints. We just poured half a beer.
Half
in
a pint.
full- Yeah.
Did we have flights when you started?
Yeah.
Yeah, we actually
started,
did.
yeah.
We did. We used the mason jar, like mini shot glass ones.
Yep.
For those
Oh,
instead.
that's right.
And people would come and ask, "Can we buy that?" I'm like, "It's just a
Just go to
blink
Target.
Go to
jar."
Target.
Go to Target.
You're in 4 packs over there.
For whatever, and we talked about this last week too. For whatever reason, people would much rather just steal shit than go on Amazon. Like
Yeah, no, it's true.
every.
It's true.
Trust me, we didn't get it from my great grandmother handing me down from the Carpathian Mountains. It probably came from Amazon. Just go buy it, people.
Right.
Shit's not free. God dang.
That's not a fun story, though.
Yeah, true. True.
And it's like they think that we don't notice when we give them a flight of 5.
And 4 come back.
Yeah. I'm like, all right, see you guys.
yeah, you could take these.
You guys
4.
already left.
Oh, okay, cool. So when we started, but when I say we, it's almost like there's 2 factions here. Justin being like OG, and then Jen and I coming in shortly thereafter. Like the atmosphere, I would say the atmosphere when I started here was, so it was different because now we're talking about the COVID side of things because nobody could be inside. So actually when I started, people were allowed inside for like a minute because I remember I had my my interview inside, and I remember meeting Mike Moses, and that's when I met Grant for the first time, and I remember I shook Grant's hand and he immediately washed his hand. And I was like, bro, what? Am I that much of like a grit? Like, what? You have to wash your hand? And then I realized like his wife was pregnant and he is a very health conscious person. And also it's good health practice to anytime you touch something other than a clean beer glass to wash your hands. But I took that rather personally. Maybe we'll talk about that later, how this whole journey has shaped me because I took that very personally at the time. But that's just small beans. But that's who Zach was. So people were allowed in for a minute, and then
I don't think they were, because I never served anybody inside. It was outside and in plastic cups.
well maybe
With lids that we had to tape.
And you could go where
I
you
never
want.
had to tape lid. You had to tape lids.
Yeah. So
Because
we're gonna go back real quick. We're going back
That's what we're here for.
to when I did 2 shifts behind the bar. COVID hit, so we had to shut down for a little bit. And I had another job, so I didn't worry about it. So I would come in, but I would grab a beer, and it would be Martha and behind the bar and whatnot from the window. And she's like, "Oh yeah, can I get you?" I'm like, "Oh, I'll grab a brown." She grabs a brown, puts in a plastic cup, puts a lid on it. Boom, there you go. That is what we did. Yeah.
Was the intention that you had to leave?
Yes,
Yes.
correct. All beer had to be to go, and we would say, but you can go where you want. And most people would walk and go to the back.
I am by no means trying to get political, but I love when it gets to a certain point where like there's no laws. There's no do whatever you want. Just like live, do your thing.
No.
Well, I think, and correct me if I'm wrong, didn't like beer, it kind of got deemed like it was maybe not just beer, but like social drinking was deemed necessary because people need the outlet.
As long as there was food.
As long as there was food.
Yeah.
As long as there was food. Okay, well, we'll transition into that then. District Deli, tater tot tickets. I remember when you came in and you could drink here. So when Jen and I started, you didn't have to leave. You could consume on the property, but nobody was allowed inside, as we've just established. And then you had to have food. And in order to do that, didn't we charge $1?
We did. $1 for a ticket.
Mandatory $1 for a ticket to then go over to the District Deli and get like 8 tater tots.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
But then it's also like a decent business plan of like, here's a taste.
Yeah.
Oh, and you also have this, so let me buy that, right? And I remember some people being like, I don't want the tots. And it would just get to the point where it's like, I don't care what you want. If you want this beer,
Yeah.
you're
going to
getting
pay $1 for this.
You're
red
in this
tater
ticket.
tot ticket, and you're gonna go over. And go get them or don't. I sold you food,
Yeah.
right? That was the. I don't want to call it the workaround because this is gonna live in perpetuity, but wink.
The best part to that was if they were closed and the tater tots weren't available, they got a bag of goldfish for $1.
Goldfish for $1.
Yep. So that made you.
We should just start doing that in the kitchen. Tri-tip goldfish.
Perfect.
I like that. Sell more to kids probably.
Yep.
Yeah, but like every single place had to do something.
Yep.
Yeah.
Like another spot they sold a cup of noodles for 25 cents.
Yeah.
Oh, was that Barrel House that did that?
Yeah.
And then And then I think that what was cool about that too is if you didn't want it, you could just kind of donate it back.
Yeah. And I'm guessing that got recycled right back into the.
You know what? For a second, I thought they were. Yeah. Okay. Let's skip over that part. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. I mean, you had to do what you had to do.
Yeah.
And that's. I think that kind of ties into when we started working here. I remember I had like a handbook. Like you had a handbook, right? Like you went over stuff with Rich.
I think so.
Yeah. Did you have one when you started?
I did.
Actually, I think I still have it. So yes.
Okay.
I think I do too.
Yeah,
So-
it's very little.
Yeah. So like.
It's much different than it is now.
Yes.
Right. So we had like the understanding of this is how you clock in, this is how you get tips, workers' rights, and you know all that kind of jazz. But the intention was still like, I felt like the intention was like, sure, we don't know where this is going because I hounded to get a job here, and then when I got hired, I'm like, I'm calling my boss to tell him to kick rocks, and Rich was like, no, you don't do that. This community's too small. You don't burn bridges, and I have no idea what this place is going to look like in 3-6 months, let alone 2 weeks from now. But still the intention to like lay the proper framework to feel like this is a very legitimate, you know, thought process. Like we have to treat this very seriously. That kind of played into the atmosphere a lot for me because at that time in my life, I was kind of like shifting around. I was trying to find my place basically, like in my life and where I was at. And I don't know how you guys felt. We talked about like our transitions in the last podcast that we did together, but it helped me. I kind of felt like safe. Like I felt like I was willing to like fully bet on this horse early on. But that's nor here nor there. As far as the atmosphere goes, I loved getting back into the service industry and talking to people all the time and meeting all these new people. I wasn't from here, so everybody was new to me, including, you know, my team members. But the atmosphere was kind of similar to what it is now in the sense of people loved being here. Customers loved being here. I loved everybody I worked with. And then you had Rich shouting from the rooftops, whether
We still do.
which louder than ever. And then I had Martha, like she was on my shoulder for the first 3 months.
Yeah.
Right. And there was a part of me, and I want to talk about this because I want you to mention, because I forget if you talked about it in the last podcast. Part of me was like, yo, I got this. Like I've worked in restaurants, I've worked in kitchens, I've worked in bars, like I'm good. But really they were just trying to ensure that that customer service part of things was exactly what they wanted. Right. And that everything was done correctly, which played a part into who I am now as to like how I onboard people, how I train people, how I get people up to speed. So I was trying to like cut my ties much earlier than they were willing to cut them. And I remember the very first night, now mind you, this is probably 6 months after I worked here, maybe more, maybe 8 months. That one like Monday night, it was in the middle of the week. Martha and Rich were like, we're going home. And I'm like, what? Mm-hmm. No,
Yep.
you can't leave. And they're like, yeah, you're good. You got it. And I'm like, shit.
Yep.
I just wanted you to leave from behind the bar. I don't want you to go home. and then that turned into like a Monday, Tuesday night. You know what I mean? And then it's like, oh, dang, like you guys are starting to trust us. That's pretty cool. All right. And come to think of it, it was probably much more than 6 months from now, or 6 months after I started working here. But how was that different from one of your first bar shifts?
So the training now that we give any new hires is completely different than what happened back then.
You mean weeks is different than minutes?
Literally. So my very first shift, not to say anything bad. This is not bad.
Yep.
It's hilarious to look back on. And
It was out of necessity.
yeah, it was me talking to Rich and whatnot upstairs, and we go downstairs and we start working behind the bar. And next thing you know is he's showing me a couple things with a POS, and I turn around and Rich is gone. He was outside, just you know, talking to customers. I'm like, oh no, okay. Mm-hmm. And someone comes up to me, customer, and asks me, you know, for a couple things. I said, yeah, for sure. And I poured him a drink and whatnot. And I look at the POS and I'm like, Hey, and I was working with Grant at the time. Grant worked, I don't know, a week or two before I did, I'm guessing. And Grant goes, I asked him, I was like, hey, how do you do this? He looks at me, he's like, dude, this is my second shift. I don't even fucking know. I don't even know. I'm like, well, we're in this together, bud. Let's figure this out. So, no, they did train us, but I mean, compared to how it is now, where we have a whole couple pages of, hey, we need to make sure you know how to do all this before we let you free off your not a leash, but I mean, but let you free and do your thing. Back then, it was like we learned little by little, and we just learned along the way on everything. And Rich and Martha did show us how to do a lot of stuff. And, you know, we just adapted because this company was still brand new.
Yeah.
So it wasn't like we had everything set in stone. Like, this is how we do it and whatnot. Like, we're learning everything as we go.
We were all learning, including them,
Oh,
as
yeah.
we went.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
So a lot different than it was back then.
Do we even know if, like, I know Rich brewed beer when he was much younger with Craig and everything, but did any of them ever have any, like, in high school or college, like, kitchen or service industry or service jobs? Do we know that?
Not that I know of.
Couldn't tell you.
Yeah, and that's not a reflection on them because they're very humble people, but at the same time, I feel like we would have heard about it by now. So, like, yeah, we were very much learning at the same time.
We were all learning together. They were learning how to run a business, and we were learning how to work at one. So
And how to circumnavigate COVID measures and all that stuff. Yeah, because that's imagine opening the doors and then, like, my hat goes off to the backyard because they opened up a week. I think like a week into it.
Yeah.
Or a week before it. Which now, like, to be fair, like what I think really helped us get through all that too was our massive outdoor space. Because like once you can have people here, sure, it's Paso, sure, it gets, you know, a little dreary in the winter months and it gets stupid hot in the summer months, but at a certain point, like, people are down to drink, people are down to hang out.
Yeah.
You know, no, that's really what I think helped get us through. That's part of, I think the outdoor space is part of what helped us get us through, but also just the way that people were just willing to take chances, and they took a bunch of people that didn't. I'm just grateful I got a chance to work with you guys and to be where I'm at now. But the overall atmosphere was killer from day one. When did we start doing live music? I mean, I know we had live music inside when it first opened. I know we did it.
We had
out
like
here.
Tennessee Jimmy in the corner where the roll-up door was. We had a bunch
before
of
there
just
was merch on the
solos.
wall. Yeah.
Did
But
we
like-
do music in the front here?
Yeah, we did music in the
Yep.
front there. But when did we really, like, I guess that stage didn't become a thing until we did this concrete.
Correct.
Because the bottom
that's right.
stage
Lower
was the height of it, maybe a foot.
Yeah.
One step off was all like
Yeah.
this.
Yeah. and
That's
I-
as high as that stage was down there.
Yeah. Okay. So I feel, all right. So if I started in June of 20, maybe September, maybe August, we had live music down there, or we probably had live music sporadically throughout the summer.
I started booking 3 years ago, but we've been doing it before then.
Okay.
Martha was doing it. Yeah.
Huh.
So we're 6 years in now. So 4.5 years, 5 years.
Dude, it's funny when, like, because we've grown so much and we have so much more going on. Like, there's so many layers to our onion now that it's hard when you really try to think back at what things look like, how they operated. It's difficult. It's hard for me to, because we had the indoor menu, we had the outdoor menu. When I started here, we had the 4 TVs, we had long tables. We used to have, when we first did the concrete, I remember we had like long high top tables everywhere. And then we realized that people, because there was 8 seats per table, for whatever reason, Americans hate European seating. So if 2 people sit down at the end of a table of 8, well, that table's spoken for.
Yep.
And we were that's part of who we are too, is like you put something in play and then you just sit back and look at it. And then finally you're like, oh, well, if I just change that, if I just chop those tables in half, and that's exactly what Rich did. He took those long tables, cut them in half, braced them on the bottom, and put stands on them. And now instead of 3 tables of 8, we have 7 tables of 4.
Yeah.
You know, and we can move the stuff around to accommodate people. Yeah, you just kind of got to pivot and make it work, which I think is part of what got us through on the COVID side of it, is like survive, do whatever it takes. Whatever it takes is whatever it takes. Shout out Mike Tomlin, go Steelers. What? Aaron Rodgers, best to ever do it, man.
Yeah, back in his Packer days.
Don't say that. Don't say that this week. That's so rude. That's so
They're
you can
playing
time.
each other this week as we're
Yeah, you can
recording
time,
this.
Yeah,
so-
you can
Is that someone
timestamp
we
this.
should know?
Huh?
Is that someone we should all know?
I mean,
Yeah,
should
he's a baseball punter.
scores goals, goalie sometimes.
Did when we were like getting going here, was there? Do you remember if there was like any shared vision of like, hey, we want to do this next, hey, we want to do that next? Because like I know as we sit now, we have plans, but and that's not like a rhetorical question. I'm kind of thinking myself like, what was? I just remember coming in one day and seeing a what do you call it? A dump truck in the middle of the thing. I'm like, oh, we're getting rid of all the concrete. Cool. All right. You know,
You got Curtis Twizzleman out there on
Yep.
one. I get Galley out there as well.
Galley and the brush.
They're all
the brush
working.
crew.
Yep.
Hey, try setting up in the morning around that.
We didn't have too much to set up.
It doesn't matter. Still got to go behind everybody, clean up, try cleaning the bathroom and have them go back in. You're like, oh, I got to do it again. Okay. Yeah. It's a.
They're a bunch of construction guys. You should be glad they're going into the bathroom and not just not springing a leak on a tree somewhere. Perspective, Jen. I was one of those people.
Oh, it's good to know.
Yeah.
Yeah. But it was an adventure for sure.
Everything here is an adventure.
Yeah.
What about unknowns? Like, was there anything for you guys, like starting here? You mentioned you had a job previous, and so you had a job previous, so you worked a full-time job. This was your part-time. I worked a full-time. This was my part-time. Was your transition full-time, part-time, or did you just come on here right away? I forget.
I came on full time here. Well, not full time, but. I
But like
think
you
we all
didn't have
started-
another job.
I didn't. I lost mine when dental offices opened back up. They didn't have all their dentists come back, so they didn't need all their assistants.
Got it.
So
So this was it for you.
this was coming hot on the press.
Okay.
This is it.
So then I'm going to shift from my initial question for Justin and go right to you. How did you bet on this place the way you did and go, all right, this is for me then?
You know, initially it was just, okay, I need something to do. I am now gainfully unemployed and I don't like that. And this came up and I was like, okay, I'll give this a shot. We'll see how it goes. Within the first couple days, granted, it wasn't as busy as it is now. I was like, oh, I love talking to people. I love doing this. Let's see how this goes. I'm in it. Let's just do it. In for the ride.
Well, and in a dental office too, like you're talking to people.
No, you're talking at them.
Well, sure, but you're talking to one person at a time that I would say statistically does not want to be there.
They do not want to be there. And if you'd like to demonstrate, put beer in your mouth and let me ask you a couple questions and answer it without swallowing.
You mean don't talk to you?
Or they mumble at you.
Accepted.
Ooh, is that all I have to do?
Yeah, no.
Done.
Okay. All right, I got you. No, I'm just saying, like, so I'm just taking that experience of working in a dental office and talking to somebody or talking at them, and they probably don't want to be there, and you shift that into your passion for talking to people, and now they want to be here. This is not a place you have to go.
But see, yeah, you're right. And working in a dental office, I never really got to be me, if that makes sense, because 95% of the time it was trying to make people comfortable and trying to unwind them from being somewhere they didn't want to be. And that's not the same as, working behind the bar and being friendly.
Okay, that poses a very good question that I have then. Sometimes you have people that come here that are meeting with friends. Sometimes we have people that are here having a birthday party or a rehearsal dinner. Now, right? Sometimes you have people that just had a really shitty day and they just want to go have a beer. So now maybe could you say that they might be in the same mindset as you were just talking about?
Absolutely.
And
not.
now you have to talk to them. So how do you do with that, or how do you deal with that?
It's not even close to the same. You're talking about people that chose to come here and relax, have a beer for whatever reason, whether it's fun, they're sad, they're angry about something. And I've seen them all.
Mm-hmm.
And I have no issue talking to any of those people.
Yeah.
It's just a different ball game altogether.
Yeah.
You're not threatening them with, dental tools in their mouth.
Dude, it's just that noise that drives me nuts.
Well, I'm sorry.
And that's why I love being here. Every night I get a chance to make your day.
Yeah.
And I too, I pride myself, and Justin's really good at it too. I know we've all come up with like our ability to talk to people in different ways. You were kind of challenged with it. We talked about that in the last podcast, which I think worked out just fine because you can talk to anybody about anything. And I applaud you, Justin. And I say this to you regularly. I am so glad that you deal with the musicians. I'm so glad because like,
You're welcome.
yeah, we can get 10 rowdy dudes in here in leathers and I got no problem talking to them. I can have the group of people from wherever out of town with Pinot teeth and I can deal with them. When it's 5 band members and they're the center of the universe, I'm not shit talking. I'm very grateful that we have bands that come in here, but those are conversations that I'm just like, I'm so glad I don't have to have that one. And I honestly don't know how you do it without just saying sometimes, I deal with it, dude. And maybe that's the secret. Maybe you do. I don't know. And I'm not asking you.
Maybe.
Okay.
So sometimes.
Yeah. All right. Yeah. We'll leave that. We'll leave that open ended.
It's case by case, right?
Yeah.
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 No, we work with a lot of great musicians, especially around this area, who have definitely a great following, and they have the respect for me and this place,
Yeah.
to where I have the respect for them as well. So it's very mutual between a lot of musicians that come here.
Yeah,
They're
and
great people.
I think you've built really good rapport too with some of them too. Like Josh Rosenblum, one of the nicest people.
Oh, that guy's great.
Soundhouse brings in a crowd. Everybody knows them. They're polite.
You get the vibe setters through here. John Millsap,
John Millsap rules, and that's the cool thing too about like these relationships you've built. It's like, all right, it's not slowing down, but like it's getting colder. People want to be in the den. John Millsap will come in here and rip on a Friday night. He'll mellow out on a Sunday if we do Sunday music, or if we got something big going on and we get the entire vibe setter crew out here, it's going to go off that night.
Oh, yeah.
And same thing with Josh Rosenblum.
Yeah.
Anybody that can go from like Beastie Boys to Britney Spears to Kid Rock,
Yeah.
Sheryl Crow,
Michael Jackson, he transitions from everything in one song, just a medley of 10 minutes. Of
Yeah,
just
I love
every song. It's great. They both do it too.
I love when he's here at any capacity for both of them actually. And they're super polite and they're always, how's the sound? How's everything going? Can I get you anything? Oh yeah, thank you very much. You know what I mean? And not extra. And that's a good segue into like the people like when we started here, I think that Jen and I had an unfair advantage. And we talked about this in the last podcast. I feel like we had an unfair advantage. You can agree or disagree with me, but like you couldn't be inside. So at max, you were servicing the window, right? Or closing people out at the bar at the end closest to the door.
Mm-hmm.
And we had to keep credit cards at the time.
Mm-hmm.
We didn't have a system that would store the information. So I get to see your face. You're going to be in a line. I get to see your face. Then you're going to order your beer. And then I get your card. And then I swipe it. And then I have to look at your name again and put it in the Rolodex of cards. And then we got to remember names to faces to cards to beverages drank out of one window. And now that's part of why we have to become a bartender here. You have to go through the Bear Ambassador program and kind of master this stuff everything outside of the bar and then start learning the bar stuff and then become a bartender, because I don't know how, well, I do know we have really good training and a really good team that's not going to let people fail, but it is daunting to come in here and have 2 windows and a bar, 10 bar seats and 400 seats outside, and the den with, I don't know, 40 seats in it, and patina with 56 seats in it.
Yeah, around there.
You know what I mean? And then like, it's a lot.
Yeah.
Like it's a lot, but we had that advantage of like learning people on like a case to case basis. Would you agree with that? Disagree with that?
Oh yeah. Yeah, absolutely. Plus, to your point, having one window, nobody indoors, we had a lot less to contend with, right? A new person coming behind the bar, you're essentially in a fish tank surrounded by people who want something from you. And it's
point.
a lot. So
That's a good point.
we had merch behind us and one window.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, that made it pretty easy.
Yeah, the merchandise hanging from the bar stools.
Yeah.
It was the Snickers bar at the grocery store.
Yep.
All that. Let me close out. Oh, that's cool.
Yep.
Do you have an extra large? Sure do.
Just turn around.
Sure
It's
do.
right there.
Yep.
Well, that's part of the what are the unknowns? COVID, huge unknown.
Mm-hmm.
How do you get through it? You survive. How do you do that? You pivot and you do whatever it takes to give people a good time.
Yep.
Right. And I think, and I know they talked about it previously, but part of that loyalty came from when COVID really hit and Martha, Rich, and Frank did whatever it took to get the tap truck out and deliver beer to people's houses. Like,
I remember that.
could you, like, Domino's didn't come to my house at all and be like, I feel like you need pizza. Yeah, like this would really, like, I'm just saying. Now, I'm you know what I mean though? Like that's part of, sure. Okay. The overarching theme to this podcast today is like, what was the culture like before the culture was in place? But the foundation for that was already in place, whether or not we knew it. So maybe our conversation then transitions into like, when did we recognize it? Like, what were the first things that happened that you're like, yo, people really like are into this spot. Like we're starting to stand out.
We had club members during COVID who had, obviously paid for their beer club membership, had fills on the books that they could take, and they refused to take them. They were like, nope, we'll buy a growler, but we're not taking free beer right now. Not until everybody's up and doing okay.
Why would somebody do that?
Because they cared. People didn't, a lot of the club members at the beginning were people that showed up to support the new business opening. And when COVID closed things down, they wanted to continue to support, which meant we're going to show up, we're going to have a beer, but we're not going to take anything free. Even though it wasn't free, they paid for it, but they were not going to take it. They were going to take a growler home, but they were going to pay for it. So that speaks volumes to the beginning of that culture.
Definitely. I tried fighting Martha on that. I was a member here before I started working here.
Same.
And
All three of us.
I came in.
Hoodwinked.
Yeah. I came in to go grab beer, and Martha's like, no, you have some of your fills to do. I'm like, I'll pay for it. And she's like, no. She's like, you're going to use your fill. I'm like, okay.
You both.
You don't argue with her. Nope.
When I asked
Even
you that,
before I was working here, she was already like, no.
and when I just asked you that, I genuinely like didn't have an answer. And then when you said that, I'm like, oh yeah, my wife's a member. I have a member card.
Your wife used to call and order growlers for their meetings. And I would be like, who's this chick? And she wasn't your wife at the time. I'm like, I don't know. Just do what she asked.
Yeah.
I mean, she wants 7 growlers for a meeting. I'll get it done.
Yeah.
And somebody would come pick them up.
And every year when we open the membership, for whatever reason, sometimes I feel like my wife shows up to make sure like I work where I tell her I work. I'll just show up when the memberships go and say like, hi, well, welcome to California. What are you doing here? And I'm here to buy my membership. And she's done this for the past 4 years 5 years, because our first membership, my father-in-law bought for us. And for the past 5 years, I'm like, why are you doing that? I get employee discounts. I work here. Like, just, and she says the same thing. Like, I just want to support it.
Yeah.
Which is really cool. Like, rent's not getting cheaper.
Yeah.
Utilities aren't getting cheaper. Gas isn't getting cheaper. And then we still have people that want to support us.
There are still members out there who renew every year that
But I
have
haven't seen
never
them.
gotten a fill.
Yeah.
They can care less to get a fill. They just want to support.
How about the ones that are on the list that we don't ever see?
There are names on that list that
There's
I
a
have.
ton.
Or what about the Hellstroms? They were in like Netherlands or Belgium or
They were in Denmark.
Denmark for
Oh, that's right.
A year. They were gone for a year, but that's
but
more
they're
than
there
one
for
time.
10 months out of the year.
Yep.
And for the past 2 years, they, you know what I mean?
Yep.
That speaks
Absolutely.
volumes. And like, that's part of that early culture. So like it was, whether you want to admit it or not. So like the difference is then like the culture was already here. So then what happened for us that got us to buy into it? Like what happened that the People Pints Possibilities went from words on a paper to like a belief within you?
What do you think?
Well,
I know you're
Blake,
interviewing us, but like,
Well, I mean, I don't want it to seem too much like an interview for you, because a lot of these questions are to me too, but
Yeah.
I don't want to ask a question and then answer it. But for me, it came, I will say it probably came, so I remember so for those of you who don't know, we have bear ambassadors, and I'm not doing this to show like who's over top of who. I'm just showing you the steps. We have bear ambassadors that come in on the brew house side of things, and they learn the outside, and they're the faces you meet when you come to sit down, and when you ask where to order a beer, how does the food work, they get you situated. And then from there you have bartenders, and they could be part-time bartenders. We have bartenders that work 6 hours a week. We have bartenders that work 40 hours a week. And then you have shift leads who typically work, 30 to 40 hours a week, both behind the bar and behind the scenes on things. And then they have a certain area of focus. And then we have our three people on the leadership side of things. And then you have Martha, Rich, and Frank. When we first had the shift lead like level of things, and I think the first shift leads were you, me, Jen, Grant.
That's it.
And that's it. It was a four of us.
Actually, we had Justin for like a week.
She came in after, though. She wasn't at the beginning.
No,
Yeah, so that original.
the original, yes.
You're right.
Yeah.
And I don't know if it was like the first shift lead meeting we had. It was pretty early on, but for whatever reason, we sat at a table outside up by the upper stage. I have no idea why we were sitting there, but I remember it.
I remember that was a fun meeting. I think they left us unattended for that and then discovered, I think they're going to need some guidance here.
Okay, shots fired. We would have been fine. Most of us would have left with 10 fingers and 9 toes. But in that meeting, we had a new beer coming out, and we needed the beer signs made, and we needed the indoor sign made and the outdoor sign made. And this was part of my immaturity when I started working here, and I'm not afraid to admit it to you guys. I knew what I wanted. Like I knew that if I'm going to do something, I'm going to do it. And I'm not, again, this is actually really hard to say when we're sitting down 2 feet across. Mm-hmm. I'm going to do everything I can to be the best that I can at it. And I knew what path I wanted. Right. And we could talk about that later. And we kind of talked about it last week in the leadership podcast of how it was a blessing and a curse. But anyway, I was taking on any opportunity to just like set myself apart. Right. And that's, in my mind, the wrong way to do it now. Right. What I'm getting at is, I remember Rich said like, all right, we need to get these signs made. Who's going to make them? And this was a moment where Rich very well could have said, I made the new beer signs, so here's the new beer, right? But it's like a test, right? And he wanted to see where we were at, and nobody raised their hand. Nobody said anything. And like an idiot, as I said, you know what, fine, I'll do it. I'll jump on the grenade, right? And I meant it like playfully. I meant it like jokingly, but you can say something playfully and it could have a negative impact. And this whole instance plays into when I started to believe in it, because at that moment, Rich had 2 choices. He could have called me out in front of everybody right then and there, right? And said what he told me after the fact, and he didn't. He said, okay, cool, thank you, appreciate that. And after the meeting, he said, let me catch you for a second. And I was like, what's up? And he goes, your wording there? You'll jump on a grenade, right? Or are you doing whatever your team needs you to do in order for us to be successful and get us to the next step? And again, I was much younger then and I didn't have the mindset I have now. And I kind of pushed back a little bit and he's like, but can we agree that those two things are saying the same thing, but very differently?
Mm-hmm.
And you're going to get a much different reaction from the people around you and your team around you if you said this instead of that. And I was like, yeah, you're right. I'm sorry. He's like, you don't have to apologize to me. Like, appreciate you doing it, but I just want you to like think about that. And that has stuck with me. And that's the people side of it and the possibilities side of it. I think that oftentimes when we talk about People Pints Possibilities, the people side of it, it sounds that we're directing it outward to the person spending their money here. And I'm not saying we overlook it. I'm saying the outsider hears it, but we're also including the people that work here, the people that like choose to work here every single day. And that was a moment for me where I'm like, okay, I think I see this people side of it. I get that, because for me, I worked in the service industry. I knew how to wait on people. I knew how to give you everything you wanted after a long day of work. I was not good at working in a team.
Mm-hmm.
I was able in my other jobs as a correctional officer, as somebody that worked on archaeological excavations. Like I thought I could lead people, or I thought I could like do things, but I was just getting a job done, which is different than leading people.
Yeah.
Right. So I got results, but I didn't have success, if that makes sense. So
No,
that for me was like that moment where it went from words on a paper to like belief inside my head. So it started with the people for me. That was a long drawn out answer. I'm sorry.
I'm used to it. It's fine.
We're used to just listening to you talk away and just kidding.
Okay, so speaking of shift leads, do we remember what all of our shift lead roles were when we first started as shift leads?
I was doing membership.
Maintenance.
You were memberships and employee relations, I believe.
I did
were
maintenance.
the two.
I did maintenance.
You were maintenance, and I was ordering and not
You were
cleaning,
you did inventory,
and then
bunch
making
of-
sure stuff was clean and things like that, creating those lists.
Mm-hmm.
Man, how those roles have all shifted.
Yeah. Well, we not hired more. We had a bunch of bartenders now becoming shift leads, and they took on responsibilities that eased up on Rich, Martha, Frank, and then us as well.
Yep.
I mean, it helped everybody out, and now we all have our own roles of where we're at. So with all of us doing our thing and doing what we need to do, it's like we all make this job easier on each other.
Well, yeah, because when we first started, it was you and Grant,
Mm-hmm.
and then Jen, myself, Blake, Maddie, Noah, Mike, Jesse, and I know we had some other people here that were short stints in between. I'm just like shouting out the names that are still here, except for Grant. Grant left us.
Yeah, he had
Bums
to
me out.
become a dad and a teacher.
He was already a teacher when he worked here,
That's
so
true.
I don't know what the. Anyway, never mind. I still take some things personally. Shout out Grant. I love you.
We love you, Grant.
Oh, I lost my sound. Nope, got it back.
Oh.
Okay. All right. So what about for you guys on the when did it go from words on a paper to like was there any defining moments? There doesn't have to be. I'm just curious.
Nothing really sticks out to me, honestly. I mean, me working here, like this has always been like such a great team. We've always vibed real well together, but there wasn't a moment like you had with Rich of like, hey, like open my eyes or anything. There's always, I'm sure there's a ton of them, and there's a lot of little things that they've taught me, which they have along my whole 5.5 years I've been here, of everything they've taught me little by little. But I can't really think of it because you're kind of putting me on the spot right now, and I'm in a podcast with a camera on me right now.
I'm putting you on the spot in front of a piece of cardboard that I wrote on an hour and a half ago. Got it. Okay.
Yeah.
You knew it was coming.
Yeah, I know.
Okay. Well, what? All right. So if there wasn't like a defining moment for that, what was the early culture like for you here then?
You know what's funny is me thinking back on that, it is different, but it's not. The culture here, everybody was, we did the same thing. We welcome people when they come in. We said goodbye to them as they take off and thank you for coming. People came in, they had great energy because they came here to enjoy the beer, and everybody was talkative to each other on the bar. We had our regulars. We still get that today. We still do that today. There's still things that we do from the beginning that we still have now. And we have added a lot of stuff to what we do. We barely bust outside because a lot of people just did it on their own,
Okay, so last night, I don't know if you noticed this, and this is exactly what you're talking about. Last night, we were blessed to have one of our Paso locals. He brought in 60,
70, 80.
It felt like this was the safest place in the state of California because of how many very high quality police officers, and I don't know if they're military, first responders. There were some really serious dudes here last night. Let's say that. Anyway, they all came at the same time and they all left at the same time. And I don't know if you noticed this, but Pete, shout out Paso Robles Furniture. Pete came up, was going to get another beer, had to wait in line, and when the guys left, nice enough, they dropped all their glasses here at the table closest to the gate. And then as Pete was waiting in line, he was grabbing glasses 2-3 at a time and dropping them off on the bar.
I did not even realize that.
Yeah.
That's
Did not
awesome.
even
Yeah,
realize
like it's you want to talk about, like, it's almost like we're a campground. Leave it better than you found it.
Yeah.
Right? Which was something that's one of our core values with people when they work here. But like he's like, and he's here, I don't know, 4 times a week, 5 times a week.
Yep.
Like every day.
I was not trying to sell him out.
But it's his place to come unwind.
It is.
Yes,
That
his
is not a
place.
bad thing.
No.
He comes here, he hangs out with a couple of his buddies and whatnot. If not, he grabs his 2 half pints that he likes to drink, and he drinks half pints. He
2
does-
half pints of
Yep,
different
2 half
beers.
pints. And he'll even sit at the bar. He'll sit at a table and just chat with us as we walk by. Like, that's his thing. This is his place to unwind after a long day of work.
But
So,
seeing that, he doesn't have to do that.
no.
But that's kind of like what you're talking about. Of like, we don't have to grab our glassware because a lot of our people, and we understand, like, you don't have to do it. It's part of our job.
Yeah.
But when you see other people do things here that they don't have to do, like if I went out to any other restaurant in town, it would be weird. Like, it would be super weird if I sat down and saw like a plate and napkins at another table, and I went and I grabbed them and I ran them to the kitchen. That would be weird. Here we're like, yo, that's badass.
Yeah.
That means you care about this place more than just a place that you spend money at.
Yeah.
Like it's yours, which I think that plays into the people side of things.
Yes, very much. I mean, we've got so many people that'll have our backs as well with anything, and be like, not just helping us out while we're behind the bar. If they see something, if something comes up to where it's a problem, it's like people watch and they have our backs just in case. And I don't want to mention like anything that happened, obviously, but it's like, we just know that they're watching and they're helping us out when we need help.
Yep.
Yeah.
And you can ask for their help too. So, not that I'm going to say the who's, but in the instance that, there's people. Hello.
Hello.
I'm going to wait a second here.
Why?
I don't know.
No, just keep
You
keep
just
rolling.
said you're so good at talking to people just because
But
you're
I'm not
not,
talking to them.
but you're
I'm
talking
to
at
you.
them. You're
No,
talking at them.
That's weird. Okay. Anyways,
If I make drill noises, will it make you more comfortable?
He's gonna open his
does
mouth
that mean you're
too.
going to be quiet?
Oh, I'm gonna drink my beer.
Anyways, okay, so there was a gentleman sitting at the bar who was making me very uncomfortable. And you guys know me, it takes a lot to make me uncomfortable. And so I tagged Noah in when it got to that point, but I also let 2 of our club members know. I was like, hey, can you just keep your eye out? And they were like this. I'm like, okay, maybe a little less obvious. And they did.
We must protect this house.
They kept their eye out, and he was the last one in the bar until he got up and left, and they both of them perked up, turned from their seats because they had their backs to the door, and watched him leave. And they were like, "You good?" I'm like, "I'm fine." And they made sure he was gone before they would leave.
Yeah.
So it's that they don't have to do that. I'm not their responsibility.
No, but when you take care of somebody for so long, when you formulate relationships where you're asking, they're asking you about how your kids are doing.
Yep.
When you're asking them how their grandkids' soccer game went, when they're bringing in, something that's really moved me lately with our culture is I had shout out to the Madrugas. They brought in handmade quilts that Carol's mom made for Leslie and Justin, and they gave them to Kat and I for our baby. And they even say there's a tag on them that says "Made by Grandma," sewed in. And I can't wait for my child to call you guys like aunt and uncle. I can't. They're like, for me. And now we're going off on a tangent, but like this plays into our culture. Like I'm from. I have a gigantic family back in Pennsylvania. I have a group of like tertiary friends that I consider family. And when I removed myself from that, it was a big hit for me personally. And now that I found a place here, and I think it's one of the biggest reasons why I care about this place so much is like the relationships that we build here. This kid's still going to have 30 aunts and uncles. And, Godfather Clint. I asked Kat if Clint could be the Godfather, and she's not sold on it, but it wasn't a no. I mean, I'm just saying. But no, like to have people give like family heirlooms and bring in presents and, and bring in bringing in snacks for Lauren when I was talking to her about that popcorn, and she's over the moon about something to bring something in for her. When Noah's girlfriend last night is texting you guys and she brings you in and out because you guys are slammed, to us ordering pizza for people, like we give a shit.
Yeah.
There's places where you work and there's places like this.
Yeah. And you don't realize it too, because like people come up to us and they go, "Is Zach here?" I go, "No, he's actually not in today."
Yeah.
Did he have his baby?
No, I could just have a day off.
I'm like, no, it's just a day off for him. That's all it is. I was like, I haven't heard anything yet, but eventually, yes. But right now, he's still here. You just got to catch him at the right time. You just got a day off.
That is going to
we allow him to take some days off too. So
that's going to have to be an official Cal Coast announcement when your baby is born.
Oh, for sure.
yeah.
Like,
Do you want me to FaceTime the whole thing?
no.
Oh, okay.
And your wife will kill you. And in fact, that's a great way not to come back to work.
Huh?
Your wife will kill you.
R.I.P. Just bury me on the other side, next to the upper stage.
Oh, where all the hay's going to
Where
go
all the
next
hay's
year?
at. Where all the hay's at. Is Jake coming in here? Yes, he is.
Is it Madeline at calcoast.com?
Yep.
Yes.
Calco's beer.
.com.
Beers. Oh, I'm going to use
I'm
the
gonna
app.
text him. Yeah.
So we have a Cal Coast app. Some of you don't know about it yet. I'm going to use that right now. And you hop on the app and you type in, "Hey, can you bring me a beer?" And sometimes it works. Anybody else need
And in
one?
Munich.
Anybody else need one?
Munich.
2 Munichs.
Oh, wait, you don't have to. Look,
Oh wait.
he's back. No.
No.
Negative. No, come back.
Can you check the app?
Yeah.
Check the app.
On your phone. Go check
your
your
phone?
app.
Oh, his phone's
Oh, I
right
forgot
here.
your phone's right there. I'm such an idiot.
His phone is recording all of us right now, which is why Jake didn't get anything on the app.
Tell Joe to check the app. Munich Brown.
Check the text.
Yeah, but it's.
Yeah,
I'm trying to
that's an
sell
app.
our new app that hasn't been put in place yet.
Thanks, Jake.
Yep. Well, there's 9 minutes we can cut out. All right.
Well, that was fun.
But yeah, I see that. We're good. All these things that we're talking about, like the culture of what it was, the culture of what it is now. Do you feel like you played any part in that? Do you feel like there's anything that you've done outside of work that have helped build those relationships, or do you think it's just part of this whole thing going on? And it's okay. That could be. Sounds like a selfish question with a selfish answer.
I think we've all put in a bit into this place to make this place, the culture of this place better, and just the whole business side of it better as well. Like little things that we've done, little events that we've put on and whatnot. Like I didn't realize it. Like Rich goes to me, he's like, "What do you think you've actually like helped us with?"
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, "I really don't know." And he's like, "Dude, you started Pint Night."
Mm-hmm.
He's like, "You're helping with the bands." It's like that. We never had signage outside the windows. There would people the beginning when we first started. People want a beer, they would halfway jump in the
To
window.
be fair, they still do it.
Yeah.
I don't know
They
how
do.
they
I'm
do
like,
it.
There's
Jump
a
in the
sign.
window, yeah. Jump in the window to go look at the beer menu inside
Yeah.
because we had nothing on the outside. I'm like, why don't we put signs on the outside for people to read?
Yeah.
You
And
know,
Rich is like, oh, that's a great idea. I'm like, yeah,
Or I think wasn't it your idea too that the sign out front was black,
yeah.
and then the lettering on the sign that hangs outside the window on out front.
the top of the building.
I think you said one day like, "Hey, I think we should just paint those white instead of black, and then you can see it." And Rich looks up, and goes, "Huh." Sure should.
Sure.
And then like within 10 minutes they had the forklift out there and he's painting the thing.
Yep,
OSHA approved.
I remember that.
And now you can see it from 13th. Before you couldn't see it at the front door.
Yep. And for you, Justin, how about our parties? You come in, you decorate. Our holidays, you decorate.
Yeah.
You know, that's part of what makes the parties.
Well,
No.
I mean, you're not afraid of a ladder, and for that I thank you.
Yeah, I'm pretty much the only one here that'll get on an extension ladder.
Oh,
And
Joe,
Hey,
Joe
there's our
checks
boy.
the app.
our boy here coming in with the delivery.
Joe checks the app.
I don't know if I trust me with that cup at this moment.
All right. I'm just going to help you out here. I got middle. Are you guys good out there?
We're fabulous.
Okay. Yeah. Can you just check on Cash to make sure he's good? I saw you texted me.
Yeah.
Thank you. I trust whatever decision you make.
Do you want to make a trade?
He said yes. We have it on tape.
Okay.
All right. Where were
but
we?
But there's a lot of things like that we've each put into this place to make this place even better than it was, the culture even better. I mean, if we come in, we're just happy to be here.
Yeah.
I said in the last podcast, I hated waking up to go to work at my old job.
Mm-hmm.
When I have to wake up in the morning, I'm like, oh, I work today. It never bothered me.
Yeah.
Like, I love coming here. I love hanging out with people. I mean,
Well, and that's just kind of going off what you said, right? Like we've all done individual things, and I'm not. But if we all, I guess the point I'm trying to make is like if we all didn't believe in what
yeah.
we're doing, it makes it really hard to continue to do what we're doing because you're only as good as I hate this saying, but I respect it. Like you're only as fast as your slowest person, or you're only as good as your worst teammate, which that's like such a stupid statement. Because really that's just admitting that there's somebody bad. And here we're just going to train that person up. We're
Yeah.
just going to, you know what I mean? What's up, Joe? Should we build? Yeah. Oh, that's what I was talking about. We all kind of have like a shared goal here, whether okay, I'll say this. We care about the bear. It's in our commitments to action. What's cool about that is we all believe in something differently. When you first start working here, you believe in getting it right, doing it right. Then it shifts into being good at what you do. All while you have us that are super positive and super loving and super like welcoming, which is a little off-putting for some people, because when I think about the places that I first started working, you have to like earn their trust. Here, you just have it.
Yeah.
You're on the team. You're one of us,
Yep.
right? And then if anything happens, we just pivot, correct it, and move on. And then you go on to finding yourself behind the bar. And then you go on to, and what I mean by that is like, you step behind the bar, it strips you of who you are. I don't care who you are, how long you've worked in this. Because if the three of us are behind the bar and that bar's full, odds are we know 99% of the people sitting there on different levels, and we're talking to them about very personal things. And then you have like a new team member that's like, what do I do with my hands? Right.
Yeah.
And then they formulate their own relationships with people, and then they eat a breadcrumb and maybe take on marketing or kitchen liaison or something. And then they're sitting on the podcast. You know what I mean? And like they just keep like growing and growing and growing. But that's all a part of this culture. I love working here because you can't really fail at anything. You just learn from everything.
There is no such thing as failing here. It is
No.
learning,
All
growing,
learning.
supporting, loving, and encouragement. You know, we've all been encouraged to grow in the areas that we are good at. And maybe we don't even know we were good at them, you know?
Yeah. Yeah. And that kind of like that was the same thing, even at least when I started here. Like the support and the oversight from like Martha and Rich, she wasn't there because she didn't trust me. She just wanted to make sure I got it right.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? And how you want to take that is up to you, really. But at the end of the day, like they're betting on themselves, so they're going to make sure it's going to be damn right.
Exactly. And I think that's part of why, especially, and I say this not negatively, but the three of us being trained by Rich and Martha, our standards are really high, right? Because we were taught very high. And so we continue to teach that, and the others continue to teach that as well.
Yeah.
So it does start at the top and continue and continue.
Yeah.
We're all learning. Still,
Yeah.
I'm still learning off of Martha.
Oh gosh,
A
yeah.
lot of stuff. Like I only say Martha because I work mainly with Martha.
Yes.
Yeah.
You know, some of you guys work mainly with Rich.
Yeah. Well, we all have
And
like a
yeah,
direct
yeah.
report.
Yeah.
So.
I mean, I've learned a lot off of Rich, a lot off of Frank, even Christine I've talked to. But like Martha's the one who's taught me quite a bit, and she continues to like just train me on everything, like and show me how things work, and I'm completely grateful for that, because there's no end to learning here.
No, there not And they're not selfish with the knowledge. You know, there are some places that you work that they don't want you to grow. They want to keep you right here, and because they're afraid you're going to take that knowledge and go somewhere else. Here, they're willing to share it, and they're willing to encourage you, and they're not saying stop here. They're saying, "Oh, you want to take this and go somewhere else? We support you 100%. Let's do it."
But like, and is that something you felt from the get-go, or did that take some time?
It took some time because the only environments I've ever worked in were not very positive. So for me personally, I am a positive person, but and Rich has made it more come to light that it's easy to be negative because everyone is so prone to negativity, right? And in every job that I've ever worked at, that was super easy to be part of. It wasn't until I worked here that I went, oh, I actually get to be like me, and I see the positive to that, and I no longer want to engage in the negative. Like, there's no point to be there. There's so much forward, why look back?
So would you say that goes for you or everybody? Everybody, I would assume everybody.
I would
to an
say
extent.
everybody. I mean,
So then how has the team evolved then? Outside of obviously like we've added more people, but how has the team evolved?
I mean, we've all, like I said, we've all been trained on certain things. Like I got taught how to use Excel, all that. I never used that in my life, and all this other stuff is getting passed down
yes.
to a lot of others
Unselfishly.
to learn. I mean, the membership wise that I was doing at the start is now Jen's Jen's position was Mike's. Mike's position came over to someone else. Like
Yeah.
everybody has learned from this place.
What about like the people that just join us? Like, because you were very much baptism by fire.
Yep.
I was watched over, and again, it's not a bad thing. I was watched over very keenly for the first 90 days, and then it slowly grew out from there. But like now, same. So like now, how is the team different? Like if somebody comes on,
Slowly by slowly. I mean, like you said, they start with the Bear Ambassador program, and it's so funny because we still get people hired here that are quiet.
Yep.
That keep their head down, which literally reminded me of myself. So it's me also training them of like, hey, like go talk to some people. Like you don't have to be going 150 miles an hour here to there. Do your job, but you can stop, talk to people, get to know them because these are your customers.
Yeah.
These are your customers that are going to be supporting you the whole time you're here.
yeah. Well, and I think the other part of that too is like when we started, we had Martha, Rich, and Frank. People Pints Possibilities. We had Martha, Rich, and Frank. This is how we like to greet people.
Yep.
We had Martha, Rich, and Frank. This is how we say bye to people. This is how you eat on a table. And now we have 14 bartenders, right? So now if we add, I think 14, 13, whatever. Now if we add another one, today you have 14 people. People Pints Possibilities. This is how we say bye to people.
Yep.
This is how we do this. And that's like a delicate thing too, because like if we didn't learn at the beginning, if we didn't buy into it in the middle, and I'm not saying this is the end, I'm just saying like in the current timeline, this is the end. If we didn't believe in those things, that's when it can really start to go awry and bring somebody on and be like, yeah, you don't have to do that. Yeah, you could just do whatever. And, just make sure you charge them out for the right beer or a beer. It doesn't really matter.
But we care too much to do that.
Well, because
Like,
we work too damn hard.
Well, we work too hard, but we also, it's a common goal and a shared love for the place and the people, right?
Yeah.
This
Rich,
isn't just
Frank,
a
and-
job for us.
No, it's not just a job. It's a family. And you want the family to succeed, grow, and evolve,
Yeah.
not stay stagnant and fail and fall apart.
Yeah.
So
I'm sure the people like listening to this and watching this, and even if not, I'm sure people understand like it's a demanding job in the sense of, sure, we're not digging fence posts or we're not laying concrete and that kind of stuff, but like it's demanding in that you take a lot of time away from your time and family. Our busiest times are when most people are not working, which means when our spouses are at home,
yeah,
which is really hard. Holidays, weekends,
Yep.
that's when we do the most. So that's when it's the most demanding. That's when we need the most people. But at the same time, there's, I don't know. I don't know if it's like narcissist isn't the right word, but like if I can go to a table, my favorite table to wait on. So I love our regulars. I love our beer club members. My favorite table to wait on is the table that has never been here before. And maybe they're sitting inside the brew house. They've never been here. They just Googled family friendly brewery because they might have a kid. Maybe they're outside. They have a dog and parents wanted a beer. They needed a kid to be able to be involved. And they're like outgoing and they say, tell me about this place. This place is cool. I know that conversation I'm about to have is going to absolutely fill my fuel tank. That is my favorite table to talk to because then I get to become a 30 to 180 second billboard for this place and sell them on this. And the cool part is like, I believe in it. Mm-hmm. I'm not, I could sell a ketchup popsicle to a nun wearing white gloves, but if that's a bad sale, I'm going to feel really bad on the drive home. Here, I love that table. That's like my favorite because then now I have 2, 4, 6 people that when they get to their destination and they ask, how was the drive? Did you stop to eat? Yeah. Dude, you got to hear about this place, right? Like, so maybe that is the narcissistic part of me being like, I hope you go somewhere and tell people how sick we are. Because I know how awesome this place is. And I could tell you how awesome this place is, but unless you experience it and tell people, then, you know, it's, I don't know. So
Do
that's
you
just me.
remember a couple weeks ago, the couple that stopped in with that absolutely adorable little girl? It was late in the evening.
Yes.
They were passing through and they were like, we just needed something to eat and somewhere for her to run around.
Mac and cheese hands.
She was so freaking cute. And she would come in and everybody, even our club member, we had Tommy and Maggie here, and they would talk to her, and anybody who was sitting at the bar, she would just come through, talk.
Justin, she came, they were sitting out on the deck and they got her just the kids mac and cheese and spoon, nah, 2 fists. And she just went double fist, mac and cheese, and she would run into the brew house, run right up to me and look at me and go, ah, take a bite and then bounce and reload and come right back in. And she'd look at Tommy and be, take a bite. And like, that's part of.
But anywhere else that, as a parent, and I can say this, as a parent, when you go somewhere, you don't feel comfortable letting your kids run around. I'm not saying that we encourage kids running around, but they were literally at the table as you first walk out the door. It was quiet. It was like 7:30 at night, and she would come in the door and just come up and kind of walk halfway in, greet people, make noises, and then turn around and walk out.
Yeah.
And they felt comfortable enough to sit there and be like, oh, she's fine. Because everybody's like, oh my God, she's so cute. And they would talk to her, and it was great. But they were like, we are totally stopping here again. Like, this was the best stop we've ever made.
Yeah, that's cool.
And they could have stopped at anywhere.
60 other places to stop in.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And they'll come back just because the experience was so good for them and their daughter. And I love that. And it wasn't just us as a team, it was our people.
Yeah.
The people that come in that made it so special. And those are the people that make it so rewarding. Not that our club members and the regulars don't, but like you're saying, they know the story.
Yeah.
But they feed into it as well.
Yeah.
Do you guys have anything else to add as far as what it was like starting here, the early days of being here?
Hey, does anybody remember our first project together? That bathroom?
You brought that up. So what bathroom are you talking about?
The one in the kitchen now.
yeah.
Martha was like, okay, we have a part. Remember, it was for the wedding.
And it was a full bathroom.
It was the only wedding we've ever had back
like
here.
Had that
storage.
wedding on the back
We
patio.
did. And she was like, I don't care what you guys do, but that bathroom needs to be compliant and ready to go for a wedding. And we're like,
I don't know if I ended up doing anything back
you
there.
did. You did. I think you had to do some of the maintenance stuff. I had to do the
Maintenance,
ordering.
wallpaper.
Yeah.
We did like everything in there.
That's why it's so jacked up.
Our first project together, hey.
And I'm not going to pretend that it was smooth. There was, we were all just figuring out our roles and how that went.
So I know me better than anybody else. I probably said some shit in that project.
I'm not gonna say a word.
I apologize. I was not a good team member. I was not as holistic and all encompassing and caring. So I apologize if I hurt any feelings on that one. I don't even remember it, but I just feel like you might be owed that. So
Yeah, but it was a great experience. And then I think it was used for that party, and then that's it.
that's it.
Then it was
That's
like,
it.
okay.
That's
but
right.
but it's done. I think you hung the paper towel thing, the toilet paper, and Rich and
Sure.
Frank did the wallpaper.
Yeah.
I ordered the stuff. It was like, I don't care what you guys do, but it
just
better
needs to
be
get
done.
done.
And we're like, okay, that means we actually have to like work together a
Yeah.
lot.
Okay.
Yeah, coordinate.
I believe you.
Good.
I believe you. We've
You
gone
should.
through so much stuff together since that I remember the wedding. I just don't remember doing the project.
Yeah, that was actually one of our lifetime members' sons.
Was it really? Mm-hmm. Who was it?
Austin's.
Yeah.
Oh, really?
Jen and Andre
Oh,
Austin.
that's right. That's right.
It was Lucas's wedding.
The only wedding we've ever had. That's why that stuff got hung up on that back fence.
Plenty of rehearsals. First wedding.
Yep.
Only wedding.
The only
Maybe not
the only full wedding
Yep.
that we had.
I wanted to do our wedding here, and my wife told me to get bent. Like without even, I didn't even get the whole question. The question mark didn't even come out. She's like, no. Okay. I'm just sorry. My bad.
Just a thought.
Yeah. Then I wouldn't say our next project was the den, but we did work together a lot in here.
Yeah.
We did. Yeah.
I was so dead set on getting those shelves up that I'm looking at right now, the wooden ones.
Yeah.
And Frank busted my stones for weeks. Yeah, whoever built this wall, shout out to that contractor. 16
who it
on
was.
center, 22, like nothing there, dude. There's boards going diagonal in this wall. There's boards vertically. There's 2x4s 4 inches apart, 18 inches apart, 30 inches apart. Let's just say there's a lot more holes in that wall than
A lot of trial and error.
Oh yeah, I think I drilled straight through the backside because I saw daylight on one. Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
the things you learn on the podcast.
Yeah.
I put gum in it. It's fine. It'll hold up.
Yep. This was one of our other projects,
Yeah.
finding all the stuff for it.
Yeah, I'm trying to think of like even the early days. Any dirt to spill, beer and a half deep. Not really.
No, I mean, we had someone come in, do all the concrete work, all the railings. The Velasquez guys and all the boys came through. Yeah, it was really just the den. We didn't do too much in Patina.
Were you,
No, we didn't.
Yeah, I was gonna
No.
say a lot of that was all.
That was that was Rich, Frank,
Okay,
and Mark
yeah.
that really put that in.
were you
Yeah.
here? Were either of you here the day I kicked the bikers out?
No, I was not. I still know about that story, but I was not here.
So I guess early on when I mean, if you call it a brewery, sure, but when you open a place like this, bar brewery, it doesn't matter. And I guess there was some trial and error, more error on the side of some groups of people that tried to make this their establishment. And I remember when I was first starting here, again, trying to make a name for myself, that a group of bikers came in, very legitimate, and there was probably, I don't know, 10, 12 of them, 8, doesn't matter. And I remember I called Rich and I was like, what do you want me to do? And he's like, oh, I can come down. And I'm like, no, you tell me what to say. I'll do it. Like, you trust me to be here. Like, I got this. And he's like, yeah, this is what I would say. You know, I'm like, okay. And unbeknownst to me, he immediately pulled up the cameras, and they were up on the upper deck right here, and they were standing on either side of the stairs. And I walked directly through them, and I took 2 steps down, and I turned around, and I just remember saying, like, who do I talk to that's in charge here? And they all pointed to one person. I'm like, you know, long and short, like, you can't be here wearing that. Like, if you just take that off, I'm even going to buy you your beer. And it was, back and forth. And anyway, they left politely. And then come to find out that as soon as Rich turned on the camera, and in his words, he was like, you took the low ground. Like, he's like, I was putting my shoes on. I put a jacket on. I was coming down there. Like, I thought we were going to have a funeral for you. And I'm like, no, the space was too big. I needed to shorten the space so that the first one I can get at the knees, the second one, and I'm just going to work myself up until, I got to pull one down the steps and I'm going to be fine. And he was like, well, not exactly how I would have handled it. But okay, on to the next thing. So that,
No, you handled that perfectly.
Sure. In hindsight. Yeah.
But that goes to our culture too, right? Because then that started and I don't know where we are on that now, but the no cuts, no colors.
Yeah, we were just trying to, I think, weed out respectfully.
The intimidation.
Yeah.
The intimidation side of it,
Yeah.
So now,
I only had one conversation with 2 guys that came in, and I'm like, I'm sorry. Yeah.
Yeah.
No cuts. They're like, okay, we'll go
Okay.
somewhere else.
Yep. All right.
I'm like, I appreciate that.
Yeah.
Have
Use
a
that.
wonderful day. I mean, you don't have to go, but
Yeah, the mindset of, and Rich preaches this a lot. It's not that you can't do that, or it's not that you can't say that. You just can't say or do that here.
right.
That's it.
But it's also the way that they've taught us to have the conversations.
Yeah.
It's not personal. It's not, we don't like you and what you're doing. It's just, hey guys, this is a family establishment. Like,
Yeah.
we don't allow that here. We're not saying you aren't allowed here, but that isn't allowed here.
So, okay. So here's my closing question then. I know we did this on the last podcast, but I personally have a different answer for this one. What is advice that you would give somebody that's going to start working here today?
Justin first.
I look at our new hires right now, and a lot of them are. One of them's eager, one of them is nervous, and
Both are okay.
both are fine.
Yeah.
We worked through everything with them. We've trained them up and everything, but everything's gonna be fine.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not gonna say names of like where we're at right now, but it's like one was like, I need to be behind the bar. Like, I'm ready, train me up. Like, they were eager to like get back there and do things, which I'm awesome, dude. Like, let's get you rolling, blah, blah, blah. And we got somebody else and they're like, oh, I'm nervous. And it's like, don't be nervous.
Oh, dude,
Don't be nervous to talk to people. Don't be
it's so beautiful you're saying this right now.
You can't talk that out of someone, though.
talk to people.
Right.
Like, you will realize that being behind the bar, being outside, talking to our customers, your customers, they're great people.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, don't be nervous.
You just, what you just said. So I was that eager of like, leave me alone. I got this. Right? Like, I can do this. That was me on the eager side. But what was done for me when I first started here, and I think what you're talking about is you're eager, good, great, but we need to set you up for success.
Yeah.
We need you to learn these things.
Yep.
Because we owe it to the person spending money here, both the regular and the passerby. We owe it to the team that you're about to hop behind the bar with. We owe it to the kitchen to know the menu. We owe it to Madeline that goes through great lengths to set up parties, to work over there for a rehearsal dinner. Because if you do things right, you only get one wedding rehearsal in your life. What? Oh, okay. And then most of all, like, we owe it to you to not just be like, good luck.
Yeah.
You know? Yeah, that eager. It wasn't until you just said that I realized like I was that eager one.
No.
I nervous? No. Talk to anybody about anything.
It just depends on the person, man.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah. Okay.
and it's not like the one person doesn't want to be here more than the other. It's just, it's new to them.
Yep.
We are all invested in everyone's success.
Yep.
Yeah.
And that, I think, is probably the most uncommon thing in a job setting. Most people are every man for themselves, which is probably why you came with that thought process, right? Like, I'm going to do this. I'm going to do this. I don't care. Because we were all taught it's every man for themselves. I'm here.
Yep.
I got to get ahead. I don't care about you.
If you fail, it puts me ahead.
Yes. But here,
Right, yeah.
if you fail, we are all failing.
Yep.
And we do not invest in failure.
Yeah.
Yep.
We invest in each other, our family. So,
Is that your word of advice
what?
to a new hire?
That we invest in each other?
Mm-hmm.
We're here for your success, 100%.
Yep.
Failure is not a thing. Learning, growing, that's a thing.
Failing doesn't define you. What you do after failing does.
Yep.
Yep. Nailed
You
it.
learn off of everything.
You do.
Yeah.
This
Yeah.
is one big growth
Yeah.
and learning.
Yeah. I hope Jake learned to check the app.
Well, his phone's here, so he couldn't.
But he has his watch on, so
Oh, all
Yeah.
right. Well, that's correct. All right.
Okay,
You
real
don't get
quick. Hold on. Do you remember when you first got that Apple Watch and I kept making fun of you for being
Oh,
007?
yeah, I'm just over here texting Rich and Martha. I'm behind the bar. They're texting me. So I'm sitting behind the bar texting them, trying to make sure these texts go out. He's like, what are you doing, 007? I'm like, shut up, dude. Like,
I kept making. I just had my watch. I see when I get a phone call, but I can't send text from it, and I would just keep talking in it. Next to him, he'd be like, "Could you stop being a dick?" No, not happening. There's so many times where I say things, and Justin just looks at me, he's like,
shut up.
"Shut up," and just walks away. It's kind of like big brother, little brother. And really the funny part is you've worked here longer. You've trained me. I'm older. I'm larger proportionally, but I still look at you as my big brother. Your mom, you don't even have to ask. Blake's little brother.
Yeah.
Noah's like that funny cousin. Agreed?
Yeah.
Yeah, right? Mike. He's
He would be a funkle.
Funkle. Fun
Fun
uncle.
uncle.
Heck yeah.
Yeah, Mike strikes me as the uncle that asks you to go for a walk on Thanksgiving after dinner. You can take that however you want.
Where's Jessie?
Oh, she's the fun aunt. Like you're gonna get the
Okay.
best.
Alright.
You're gonna get the best Christmas present for. Like she's gonna get you the drum set.
Yeah.
Okay, and I got two more.
Maddie?
Maddie.
Maddie. She's gonna buy you a gun. Like she's gonna buy you like.
She's that aunt that's like,
yeah, she's gonna buy you like a rifle at 7. But it's not gonna be like high powered. It's just gonna be like a 22 or a little 17. But a
Little
necessity,
something.
a ranch necessity.
Yeah.
yeah.
And then Lauren.
She's gonna make sure you're in shape. She's gonna give you like a high five and be like, you know, you shouldn't have mashed potatoes and garlic bread. Like pick one.
And Jana?
Oh shit!
She's going to whip you into shape.
Yeah, because she's big into fitness too.
Yeah.
I think she's just starting to get into it.
No, she's
Oh, no,
out.
yeah.
Oh, yeah, sure.
Yeah, sure.
Jana. No, Jana. I think Jana is. She's the. When this comes to a family, she's the aunt that I will not lie to. Not lie. Like that's a bad word. Like she asks a question, I'm giving her the straight answer right
And
away.
you're not going to curse at her. You're going to be very polite and loving.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So maybe she's like the. I don't mean great aunt as an older, but like when you go to the next level of family.
She's the one that you actually want, like, I have real advice and I need your help.
Yep. Yes.
Like, I trust you to give me, like,
Yeah,
real
that's
advice
perfect.
and not buy me a gun and tell me to shoot somebody.
That's perfect.
Yeah. Yep.
That's
Jake?
yeah.
He's just a dog. Respectfully, DAWG.
Actually, you know what?
He's that cousin that when you call at 3 o'clock in the morning, my truck's stuck or I got kicked out of my house, he's gonna pick you up.
Yeah,
That's
definitely.
And he's very thoughtful.
yeah.
You know, he's the first one on the group chat that's like, happy birthday.
He literally is.
Yeah.
He literally is.
Yeah.
He is the thoughtful one.
Oh, let's keep going. We got to just do everybody now.
All right, Pat.
He's secretly
Gonna teach you how to
hilarious.
golf. He's
Yeah.
frustratingly good.
He's frustratingly good. I
has a
haven't golfed with him yet, so I
He
wouldn't
has
know.
a hell of a swing.
Okay.
Pat. If dinner, I'll tell
He's
you what,
sneaky-
I have it.
Sneaky funny.
Here, sneaky funny. You got to be ready for his dry humor. Pat, if dinner, I don't care if he's uncle, cousin. If dinner's at 6, he's showing up at 5:59 and 57 seconds, and he's walking in and going, "Where you guys been?"
So a little back note on that is Pat will be here never late and never early. He
clocks in at 3 o'clock when his shift is 3 o'clock.
at 3
Literally.
o'clock.
I bet you if you asked him how many steps does it take to get from the parking lot to POS number 2, he will tell you
In the exact time.
74.
Yeah.
Yep.
All right, I got Emily.
Emily, Emily's like the little sister that has really good ideas.
It's so true.
She's 'cause
Quiet. She's quietly good at a lot of things too.
Yes,
Yeah.
like she's really good at photography.
Yes.
And like so I feel like she's good at all of the things that like mom and dad wouldn't let us get into right away because it's too expensive. And now like we can
She's like,
afford
here,
the
let me
camera.
do it for you.
Yeah.
Let's teach you.
Yeah.
We got. Did we do Joe already?
Nope.
Joe's like literally the dog. Joe's like
We
our-
said that was
Wait,
about
we already
Jake.
have-
no.
two.
I said Jake was DAWG dog. I said Jake was the person that if you call him at 3 a.m. and say my car broke down, I need you to pick me up, Jake's gonna be there.
Okay, Joe.
Joe is literally like our golden retriever. And I don't mean that as in like, go get this. I mean this as like, no matter what you hit that golden retriever with, he's hitting you with like, yeah, you got it.
I'm on it.
Here's
Got
a
it.
ball. Yeah.
Ooh.
Sit down. You sure. Okay.
Okay, I got Melissa.
Okay. So Jen already has the mom tag. Melissa, I would say, is she's the aunt that's really good at making, aunt, West Coast.
Yeah, whatever.
She's the aunt that
Stick
is
to your roots, man.
perfect. She's the aunt that's really good at making like the green bean casserole. Like, you know, she's going to bring the best sides. It doesn't matter who's making the turkey. You know that stuffing's about to be on point. Hands down.
I got 2 more.
Hit.
Riley.
Hype man.
All right, I can see that. Yeah, definitely.
Mighty Boss Tones. They had somebody in the band that their job was to go on stage. They didn't play an instrument. They didn't sing. They just danced around and got everybody rocking. Riley wears her personality on her sleeve.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if she's going to come in with green hair, blue hair, purple hair, pink hair, no hair tonight, but she's going to be here and she's going to be like, yeah, sure. Got it. Let's go.
And I love her confidence. How many people are brave enough to be like, I don't care if you like it. This is what I'm doing.
This is me.
I admire that.
Yep. I
That's
do too.
huge.
Well, I also admire hair
That's weird.
in general. Well, it's not weird if you don't have it, but
I mean, you have it, just
ahead.
not where you want it.
I just had my.
I got my
no hair
beard
right now
trim.
either.
I got my beard trim this morning, and my barber was like, "Dude, your beard is so awesome. I wish I could have that." As he has like this beautiful like pat hair, like just parted and just flowing, and like you realize you're an ass, right? Like, yeah, it comes at a cost. So there's
All right,
that.
our last person, Nathan.
Middle brother. I say Nathan is middle brother because he is. If you say nothing, he's going to get it done. If you give him something to do, he will happily help. But if you let him just go, you're going to get whatever you get. And it's probably going to have a very funny reaction when you're like, why'd you do that? That's like, because Nathan is just, okay, yeah, got it. Or, oh, hey, I've been over here. Like I don't know. I picture Nathan just standing in the middle of a cornfield, just waving.
I can see that.
Yeah, the middle children normally get like they're just kind of left to their vices.
But left to their vices because he's so calm and
is.
so soft spoken that it's easy to like if you don't engage with it, that like I'm not saying you forget that you talk to Nathan.
No.
But if you tell him or ask him to do something, he'll be like, okay. Or if you forget to tell him, you're like, oh dude, I forgot to tell you. He goes, okay. Like that's him.
So to continue on your fun, do you want to do the other 3?
Go ahead.
Frank.
Let's do 4. We're gonna add Christine into this after.
Not fair. Nope. Christine, you can be whatever you want. Frank.
That's what I wanted to know right there.
Because okay, hold on. Because Martha and Rich are married and both like here presently every day, like they have to be like the mom and dad, the grandma, grandpa. Like they
Don't call that.
not grandma, grandpa.
Yeah, that's weird.
No, but well, if you're mom, right? Like then you would have to be stepmom. Then it gets really weird. But I'm just saying, like, listen, you asked, I'm answering. That's all I'm doing.
You know what? Focus. Frank. Squirrel.
Frank is the uncle that you don't actually know what he does. Frank is the uncle that like he has stories where you're like, oh shit, he was tied with the mob. Like, oh, he's done stuff.
I think he was. I think.
But he'll tell you enough where you're like, oh yeah, he definitely did do that. Like he's the uncle where you're like, he can show up at any time, he can say anything.
And then disappear on you.
He's mysterious.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You be talking to him 1 second. Can I get you? Yeah, beer? Gotcha. Hey, Frank's gone. All right.
You
See
just
ya.
see the truck driving down the road.
Literally.
Yeah.
You just look outside and there's Frank leaving.
Yeah.
He is the king of Irish
Irish goodbyes.
goodbyes.
Yeah. All right. Okay. So then let me say that you're not mom. You're like the God mom.
I don't. What the hell does that mean?
We're all your godchildren. You're making sure that we're all good, happy, abiding, doing our thing, and in our personal lives, making sure everything's good. And then Martha and Richard, just mom and dad.
I'm going to need more than mom and dad. You elaborated on Frank. Let's go start with Rich. Let's save the best for
So
last.
my wife and I have been having this conversation of, wow, you guys are turning this and just interviewing me now.
Yeah.
Your turn.
Okay. My wife and I have been having this conversation where my wife's like, you understand, and this is my wife talking. She's like, you understand that I can't be the rule following parent. She's like, you being me, you cannot be the fun one. You can't be. That's not how this works. I'm like, yeah, well, that's how it's about to work because I'm going to be the fun one. Rich is the fun dad. Rich is the fun dad, and Martha is the rule following mom. And here's where the dynamic switches, where if you do something wrong, usually the mom's like, all right, I'm going to tell your father. But the dynamic switches where like Rich is like, and it's not that he tells Martha, but it's like he's the fun one. And then it's like, oh, I'm going to tell your mom. You're like, nope, I'm good. Never mind. I'm out. Whatever you need. Yep, we're good. My bad. And it's not like it gets, that's not how our dynamic works, but like that's the vibe I get given this whole conversation. I don't even know how we got here.
Do you remember in our early days when Rich would get behind the bar, it was like you knew shit wasn't getting done, and we could be up on our break and he'd get behind the bar to cover us, and he'd get on the mic and Martha would be like, oh my God, get down there.
What is going on?
Go downstairs.
Yeah, what is happening?
Welcome,
right now?
California Coast Beer Company, ladies and gentlemen, children of all legal drinking ages. And she would just look at the camera. Like, your break's over. No, she would be like, what is he doing?
I love that. You'd be upstairs. She's like, what is Rich doing? And like this most serious face.
And I used to take it very seriously. And then like, what can I do to make it better? And now I'm like, that's on you.
Cheers, Rich. Have fun.
Yeah.
Here's the microphone.
Not my pig, not my farm. Well, our farm, but
It's everybody's farm.
everybody's farm. Right on. Well, any other final notes? We've been at this for an hour and 40 minutes.
Yeah.
Anything else?
No, I'm just looking at your little list of
Covered them
gibberish over there.
No.
all. That's not gibberish. That's very well.
You did spell a word wrong.
She did point that out before we got
Which
in
word
here.
did I spell wrong?
See the word influence? Tell me the word after it. What are you missing, buddy?
Influence. I don't see it.
Anyone wants that helps
One,
influence.
2, 3, 4 up.
Or
Could you read the whole sentence?
Are you Nelly now?
Good enough is good enough. All right.
yep.
Just kidding.
Oh,
And
what's
Frank's
that?
here. We got to
He's
go.
got
And Frank's here.
pumpkins.
All right. So thank you.
Oh, wait. What's coming up? Well, I guess that doesn't matter.
My
'cause this will be
baby.
Oh, Zach's gonna
There's
have
going
a
to be a
baby.
Calcos announcement
If
for
you
that,
don't
for
see
sure.
me, I didn't quit. I didn't get fired.
Subscribe and like.
Subscribe and like.
Frank's here, so
Frank's having a barbecue at his house this weekend. If you want to go down,
everybody's invited.
everyone.
Absolutely.
BYOB. Yeah, no, what's coming up next?
I guess it doesn't matter because this will
Halloween.
be after.
No, see, this is how the team rolls. It doesn't matter if I'm not going to be here. I care.
I didn't say you weren't going to be here. I said this podcast comes after. Quit making it about yourself, Zach. Jeez.
So
Well, you didn't ask
as-
what I was
as
going to be
of-
in the family, but thanks.
I
as
know
of
where
right
you'll
now,
be, bro.
No,
As of right now, it's October 24th.
October 24th. So,
So-
we got Halloween. We got 2 rehearsal dinners. We got
We got a member party coming up.
November
16th.
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 We got Graham Barnum on the
Or ham. He's only been here once already, but that's okay.
was it a
He doesn't
It
like
actually says like you sounded out the way it's spelled. It's pretty easy.
Graham Bar Ham
I love how I get made fun of for the way that I talk. And
about
then-
country
Oh,
music.
way to bring that out. Talk.
You know what?
Okay, we need to sign off. Here.
We've all had enough. Like, subscribe. Thank you for listening to People Pints Possibilities. If you have any questions and I'm not here, I didn't get fired. I'm just being a dad.
Yeah. Then
Ask
his
these
baby was
two.
born.
Yeah, by the time this podcast actually comes out, I mean the due date.
And
So-
if the baby's
True.
not here, his wife is going to be really angry about it.
And then I still won't be here.
And then he might be dead because she might have killed him by that point.
Fair.
Thank you.